I got my first job at PVR. I used to sell popcorn, clean plates, and do stuff. Everyone was shocked. What? How did you come inside? And I had to support the family, right? We sucked. Things were hard, My parents were separated. My granddad was no more, and I was like the man of the family. Wait a minute. You are not 18. You are 17. We can't employ people who are 17. I was like, oh my god, I'm counting here. What do I do? Someone gave me tips of 20 rupees, and I realized, oh my god, we can actually get tips over here. My job was to sell and get as many tips possible. I would stay 1 2 hours extra just to get more tips. And with that money, I bought a course in handwriting analysis. In the final year of college, I decided to drop out of college. Okay.
Start. So, hi everyone. So, today we have with us Shubhankar, and he's the founder of 1% Coach. So, hi Shubhankar. How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah,
Because it's the first time I'm doing my offline podcast. I've never done it before.
yeah.
And you were here in Bangalore, and we thought we'd catch up and do an offline podcast. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
super excited for how this goes.
Yeah. Sure. So, let's start from start. How did you start it for 1% Coach, as well as what did you do before that and everything?
Okay, so I come from a teacher's family. Everyone is a teacher. My grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, my uncle, everyone is teacher. So
Okay.
teaching was in my DNA. So when I was around 17, right, I figured out that I had to support the family, right? We sucked. Things were hard, My parents were separated. My granddad was no more, and I was like the man of the family. So I got a first job. I got my first job at PVR. I used to sell popcorn, clean plates, and do stuff.
In
I-
Bangalore.
Yeah, here in Orion Mall.
Okay.
So that is a crazy story, how I got a job. I'll tell it maybe later or sometime.
No, tell me.
Yeah. So how it went is, it was summer holidays. After PU, our results were yet to come.
After PU?
12th.
Okay.
12th standard, we
Okay,
call it PUC here.
Okay.
Pre-university, right, course.
Okay.
We call it PUC. So I had a very close friend. I mean, his childhood friend. We talk sometimes now. We were like, hey, we need to get a job. We need a way to make money because my situation sucked, right? He was in dire need. What do we do? So we went to all the shops, whatever were nearby, and we asked, hey, can you give us a job here? Can you give us a job? We would walk into random shops and ask, hey, can you give us a job out there? And like, no one gave it. And then we went to PVR. Sorry, then we went to Orion Mall. In Orion Mall, from the bottom, from the last floor, we went and asking, hey, can you give us a job? Do you have a job? Do you have a job? Do you have a job? Right? And the first day, we covered half the floors. Some said, you know what, you need to be at least 18. We were 17 that time. Some said you need to sign a bond for 6 months. A lot of stuff happened out there. And then finally, he left. He went home. We both went home. Next day, I came again and I started asking on my own. He didn't show up. He said, I don't want to come, right? I asked a lot of jobs out there, and then I asked at PVR. Okay. And there's a guy called Shiva who was standing outside. I said, do you have a job outside? He's like, yeah, come tomorrow and meet the HR. So my resume was, you have a geometry notebook with no lines. In that, I had written it in a pen, torn it, and I had brought it over here, right? And now I didn't know that we had to get a appointment, call them before and anything. I didn't know. I just rushed in. There was a staff room. I waited in front of the staff room, and then I waited and waited and waited out there. How I went there was, the staff room was there. I was here. I waited. Someone entered the code 0000 on that security lock there. I entered 0000 and I barged inside the staff room and said, hi, excuse me, I'm looking for a job. Everyone was shocked. What? How did you come inside? But then the HR came out and she took my interview and everything. And I was like, okay. She said, when can you join? I said, I'll come from tomorrow. She asked me, bring your birth certificate, this, that, and everything. I brought the birth certificate, everything. She looked at it and said, wait a minute. You are not 18. You are 17. We can't employ people who are 17. I was like, oh my god, I'm counting here. What do I do? So this is stupid, which I shouldn't say. So, but my friend, I knew a friend. We went, we scanned the copy, went into MS Word. We changed everything, made it sure that I'm 18. Then I came back and said, Madam, in my SSLC marks card, there is a mistake. This is my birth certificate, check it out. And we proved that. That's how I got my first job out there.
That was insane.
Yeah. So it's a lot of crazy jugaad I did. And then after that, once I got a job there, that was the best job because there were roles, right? You used to collect tickets, you used to divert people, but my job was SOS. It was called service over seat.
Okay.
You need to go to people on seats and convince them to buy something.
Okay.
Everyone hated that job because everyone hates selling. No one likes to sell stuff.
Right.
It's like people say, I don't get clients, I don't know, no one wants to work with me, but people hate to sell. But in few days, I loved that. You know why? I figured out I was so good at it. Or maybe it was my situation. The first test was someone gave me tips of 20 rupees, and I realized, oh my god, we can actually get tips over here. So in the morning, I would run. I would run 30 minutes early, right? They would have a small meeting. I would do my job was to sell and get as many tips possible. I would stay 1 2 hours extra just to get more tips. And with that money, I bought a course in handwriting analysis, right? And the founder of that institute, who ran where I learned handwriting analysis from, he said, hey, would you like to teach other people? I'm like, sure. So yeah, that's how I got started into teaching and all that stuff. So yeah,
Okay. So you got one course of handwriting analysis, and
Yeah.
then you started teaching.
yeah. So this is the part that happened out there. And then this I was 17, and at 18, I started teaching spoken English. I started teaching physics to kids. I realized I'm good at it.
Okay.
And one thing is, I do good jobs wherever I go. Just started referring to someone, they referred me somewhere, they referred me somewhere. And then I got into engineering. During engineering, it was, yeah, things were pretty hard. Like, again, this is our place, right? I mean, we stayed 2 3 roads that side.
Yeah.
My college was around it's 15 kilometers from here. I would wake up at 6 ish. 7:30 was the bus. I would get in. 9 o'clock I'd be in college. 4:30 college. 5 o'clock I'd catch a bus. Then I would go on the other side of the city. I would take one client, I would teach them something, and then I would come back here, teach another client, and go home by 10:30 out there. So this was my days in second year college because I knew I had to contribute to my family. So yeah, this was it. And in the final year of college, I decided to drop out of college.
Yeah, so at
Oh,
the
yeah, that was stupid, dude. I mean, I was at a very stage where I realized I don't want to do what I'm not going to get anywhere. And I was at like a rock bottom mentally also. I said, you know what, fuck this. And I didn't write the exams. I had done the projects. I had done everything. I went to the examination, but I wouldn't write exams and come back. I was like, I will not give myself an option to fail. Because if I do this, I might get a job somewhere. And I wasn't even interested in getting a job, and it was a stupid decision. So from there, I went and I went on a job hunt to 21 jobs, call center job, trainer.
Talking about was crazy.
Oh yeah,
How did your family react to that?
no one knew.
No one knew.
No one knew. I would go to the examination hall and I would go to tell, hey, I'm going to the examination. Sure, I wouldn't write the exams and come back.
Oh,
I would go, not write the exams and come back. I would sit in the canteen. I was mentally in like a rock bottom place. And everyone was like, dude, why are you doing this? Why is this spoiling your life? All my teachers were like, someone told the teachers, he's coming, but he's not writing the exam. I was like, you know what, I know this stuff. And instead of sitting in the canteen, I would sit near the basketball court where no one would find me. They didn't know. And then they waited for results. The results never came. And then finally they got to know. I was like, oh, this stuff. So yeah.
yeah. So, like, what was your plan before dropping out? You must have something there.
No,
No plan.
no plan.
You dropped out of without plan.
No plan. And the screwed up part was at that stage, one, I was in a mentally shit zone rock bottom. Two, I had to provide for my family also, right? Because I had a grandmother who was ill, I had my uncle, and my mom was there. She would work as a teacher. We wouldn't get much, right? I look back and I think, holy shit, what the hell was I thinking? What was I even thinking? It's like, if things hadn't worked out, I don't know. I would probably be putting a very menial job like a delivery boy or something. So I just dropped out, no plan. The plan was just to never stop. Even today, when I jump into things, I just jump into things, and I don't have like strategic plans. I have how to execute, but long term, we don't have plans. I just jump in. That's one thing which is.
So what were your thoughts before talking about or when you were going to talk about? What were your thoughts?
Yeah.
Like what was into your mind that then?
You know what?
Supporting family.
Yeah, dude.
Only that thing.
Yeah, I just need to get as much money. I would see the thing is, one is if you're watching this, I don't recommend anyone to drop out. Don't do it. It looks like a coolness factor right now. Again, see, some people's families are reasonably well off and supportive, even middle class, that's fine. If you're in a situation where you are the son of the house and you need to take care of things, go do it. So my thought process was, no, no, I was thinking like, dude, it doesn't work. I just can't myself. I have to do it. There is no other way. I'm in so much shit. You know what? Fuck this. I will do this. That was the. I hope it's okay. I'm pursuing it a little bit. So that was the mindset I would take. No matter what, just keep on asking people, calling people, going into centers, asking people, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Do you know anything? I'll work anything for you. Just tell me any work. I went to spoken English centers. I went to handling in another sales to teach that. I asked for jobs there. And then I went to call centers and asked for a job, and they would bring this dingy call centers. And then what I did, one life changing thing that happened was I went to Ola call centers. It is AI technologies, right? I went there and the guy asked me, "Hey Shubhankar, what is your goal in life?" I said, "I want to become a trainer. I just want to help people and change their lives." I said, "Why don't you do it?" I said, "This is my situation. I don't know where to go. It's hard for me to even. My thing is, even if I get a job, how will I manage my bus charge for 1 month? Because even if it is 200 rupees, not just the bus charge, the traveling, I have to take a small auto, right? Even if it is like 150 rupees, it's around 5-6,000, which I won't have. What do I do?" We said, "You know what? Go and try more. You're on the right path." And then I saw an advertisement where someone had to. There is an advertisement for a program called Train the Trainer, where he would teach you how to become a trainer, right? And I went there. It was near Bannerghatta Road. I went there and they had a program which was 10,000 rupees. It was 20. They said they'll give it to me at 10. And they said, if I buy this course, will I become a trainer or coach and build a career? I said, sure, 100% you will become. I came back to my grandmother and said, I need help from you. Like, what is it? You have your more like earrings. Can I just pledge it for 10,000 rupees? Right? I will give it back to you no matter what happens. Just please don't tell no to me. Please don't tell no to me. Just give it to me. Just tell yes. I will give it back to you no matter what. You said fine, take it. Like I placed the bank, I took the course, right? And there in that institute, they said, hey, what would you like to work here? And I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I want to work here. Right? And then they gave me another course there, and there I started my job as a telecaller. I said to call before I even earned the right to coach people, train people in the back end. I used to do this. I was a telecaller. Then whatever programs they would do, I would get into that program, sit in the training room. Then I would write content writing, website development, website content, and then interacting with clients. And one day asked the CEO out there, "Hey, can I just teach people for 15-20 minutes?" It's called accelerated learning. He said, "Sure, teach." It was 20 minutes. The next event, they gave me a 1 hour slot on how to teach storytelling and coaching. After the session, the whole class came and just hugged me, and I was like, "Cool, I'm married to an extent. This is my career, this is getting kickstarted, and that's how I got into the whole coaching scene out there."
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So what happened after that?
So, once I got a job there, and once I become a trainer there, I realized I need to upskill. So, that's
So this was after dropping out, right?
this was so PBR was 17. By this time, I was around 21, your age. Like I said, this is what I was doing at 21.
Okay.
Telecalling, this, that, no fucking idea, nothing.
Okay.
Right? There, I realized I need to learn. And that's where I met Vikram Dhar, who's one of my coaches, one of the top NLP coaches in
Vikram?
Vikram Dhar,
Okay. Vikram.
one of the top NLP coaches in India. And I went and I learned from him. One of the best NLP coaches in India. If you want to learn legit how to coach people, not just a recorder code and fucking sell it, legit how to coach people and change their lives, he's the guy out there.
Mhm.
So I met him, I came back, and then with this company where I used to work, I cut a deal. Look, all your programs are 20,000, 30,000. We'll build a program for 90,000 rupees, 90,000 to 1 lakh. I will sell, I will coach, you just get the people out there. I'll do the selling and coaching, we'll split the money. So I cracked a deal with them and I was like, oh my God, okay. That's when my whole goal was to make 20,000, 25,000 a month.
Rupees.
Rupees, dude. No, 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 that's rupees. That's being honest. Rupees. Of course, rupees, right? I would get from that company. Here and there, I would get 5,000, 8,000. So 32,000 rupees. Okay, I'll be sorted out.
So you got the opportunity to work with to learn with that coach Vikram Bhatt. So what did he?
So they have a program about NLP and emotional intelligence and hypnotic language. It's pure coaching, right? So what we see as coaches are like selling recorded courses, which is fine. But actual coaching is there are a lot of systems, there are a lot of process. How can you bring in a transformation in their lives and everything out there?
So he taught you.
NLP, neuro linguistic programming. It's a way of how to coach people.
Okay.
Then there was emotional intelligence, then hypnotic learning. I got licensed to certify people out there. And then it was a 21-day program, complete 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
It was a group coaching program and a bunch of people in a hotel. It was insane. I came back and I realized, okay, this is my skills. I came up with like Avenger type superpowers.
What was the thing of that?
It's like, dude, I am skilled now. I am skilled. I have the skills. I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. Right? Before I was like a nobody. People would ask me, where have you done your programs? What do you know? I was like, I know this, I know a little bit. Motivation, that stuff. But after him, I after learning so much from him, the program which he had, I was like, okay, this is fucking awesome. And I came back and I cut a deal with them. And that's where, things started to pick up. I started getting clients out there, references, this, that, and like, okay, some level of stability I got there.